favorite cookie in the whole world. Of course, my food killer.
Hi, you guys, Dave Man Max 6 for JayTV, and today I have the great pleasure to have Juan Morel Diesel with his beautiful wife Karen, and we have the champ with us. Thanks for getting up early, guys, at least for us.
Thanks, Jay.
What's going on, guys?
It's not early for us. We start baking at 4 a.m, so it's not too early for us. I know you guys are out there, so our days are very long now.
That's worse than you, Jay. She gets up at 4. You get up at 6.
Yeah, Dave's kind of speaking for himself because he has trouble getting up for 8 o'clock in the morning. So
I'm on Bakers.
I'm up at 5 o'clock, and Dave goes to bed early than all of us, I'm sure, which is the amazing thing.
I go to bed at 12. So
yeah.
A lot's going on in their life and stuff, and we wanted to connect with Juan since before the Olympia. Because he had a lot going on back then. Actually, he had told me that Chris Cormier actually went to New York to help him prep for that show. Remember that, Juan?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, because he's in New York, and you were building the house at the time. There's a lot was happening in your life, and you were like, oh, I'm gonna have my own gym and all that stuff. And I was hoping we could do something with him, but it never happened. And I know towards the end, you were telling me, Juan, that it was becoming very, very difficult to actually prep for that show because of everything that was going on in your life, including the business. So I kind of wanted you to talk about that. And right away, it kind of just made me think of you, Jay, because I know towards the end of your career, your businesses were really taking a lot of your time. And it seemed to me like the same thing was happening to him, you know? So
Go ahead,
you want
sorry.
to talk about one?
Yeah, that was extremely hard. I wasn't offensive about doing the Olympia, as you know, but I'm a person of my word. So when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I never back down, which sometimes that's a problem. I said I was going to do it. I signed the contract early on, I couldn't back down. And then when everything finalized came that the Olympia was going to be in December 19th, that's my daughter's birthday. I was like, oh, I can't do that to her. It's her birthday, and so Karen was like, she's gonna turn 5. She's, she won't remember, and I think she does remember.
She remembers. I said we would make it wherever she is. She doesn't care that it's like it's not like she's 5. You know what I mean? Like we took her to Disney, all of those things. She wants her parents. It's not like I wasn't in the right place at that. She had a blast.
Yeah.
Had a blast.
I just wanted to, was thinking, but then, and then when I started prepping for the show and we have, our business, it was so hard because I'm there every day. We work 7 days a week. And so training full time, and then I stopped training twice a day. So when I started, I don't know how to prep for any show, not training twice a day. So when I started to prep, I went back to my twice a day routine. And then it was, I used to take naps, and I used to rest, even my food, I used to make sure that I knew what I was eating. I wasn't even measuring my food half the time. I was just, so I think I definitely underate because my appetite wasn't the same because I'm running around and I wasn't home thinking about food and stuff like that. So it was a very hard prep. And so I was thinking, well, I'll have Chris come and help me for those 13 weeks. That way I'm on top of it. But he had to go back and forth due to having Breon and all that stuff. So I really wish he was able to stay the whole time because I think it probably made a difference. Made some, I don't know, because, I guess mentally I wasn't the same with having to work and train and stuff like that. What do you think?
It's a very hard balance. I mean, I was like you, Juan, and listen, going back, I mean, I've known you guys for a very long time, and that culture over at Bev's, and I watched you train, and you're one of the hardest trainers out there, right? So you are so supportive for the bodybuilding community. I mean, you guys have done amazing things. And what's fascinating to me about the whole process is I used to comment on your concoctions of like your cheat stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, you guys started baking these cookies, and I never imagined it would ever come to what is become today. And it's unbelievable. I mean, I watched the social media and through your YouTube channels, and obviously we communicate, but did you ever think that when you guys were cooking and doing these, having your cheat meals, these cookies or whatever else, did you ever think it would become like this?
Okay, so it's weird. Once when she started baking them for me, and I would start posting them and people started commenting, I had an idea that it would become a great business. I didn't think it would be as big as it is today. No, not as big as it is. I always felt, me and Karen always spoke about after bodybuilding and, and starting our own business and, like being successful. But I'd never pictured something like now that's the point where it's hit mainstream and it's like, we, there's a lot of stuff coming up that's going to be huge stuff like that I just never imagined. So,
I think people also don't realize, what that looked like. When Juan and I got married, I was more of the breadwinner. I was making six figures and I was very supportive of what he was doing. We had our daughter and I stopped working. So then he was the breadwinner. He, had his clientele. He was really, really, really strong supporting our family at that time. And then when Izzy started to get a little bit older, I wanted to do some more. So I started a business renting out suits for the girls that compete. So I had a lot of friends, so they would send me all of their $3,000 suits, and I would kind of do like this consignment out of my basement. I would do that, go to the shows at 3 a.m, do makeup in the morning, and then bring the cookies that I baked up until 3 a.m. And that's what I would do. I would sell them. So the amount that people think it's the cookie, it's all of the other things. It's all the years of him having such a great support team, of his, it's like, I think of like when people love football and you can go to a high school game, right? You just love it. You love like watch these kids and you're like, that kid's going to be something. That's really cool. That's the same way we are with going to the NPC shows too. We love it, we support it, and we've gotten a really great culture. I know Jay, over the years, it's always been something that Juan's been really aligned with. Jay is very supportive. It doesn't matter if you're at national level or what your record is, he can be really supportive of that. And Juan's the same way. And Juan's also super regimented too and eats the same things no matter what. He says that he's off season, but you can ask what his days are like.
Well, Karen, you have a background on Wall Street, actually. You have quite the extensive background in business, right?
Yeah, I managed a store for 9 years on Wall Street under Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. I've been, I was a flight attendant. I've done a lot of different roles, so. She's
very motivating, very inspiring. Like, I'm a hard worker. Came into the bodybuilding. I was, worked hard. I worked hard with my clients. I made such an amazing living with just coaching in general that it was, I was able to buy, nice cars with, stuff like that. But I worked hard. But like when we started the business and just seeing how hands-on and how like she's very, like even motivates me to push myself to even, work hard, because we have a lot of employees, but it's like it's a family. Like our business, like everybody there loves us like a family. We treat everybody like family, and it's like it's an amazing environment. So it's not like nobody goes and think, oh well, Juan and Karen are here, let's be on the best behavior. Everybody just, they love us and we love them. So it's like a huge family, where we work.
How many employees do you guys have right now? Because now you not only have the baking facility, but you have pop-ups now. You just opened recently a pop-up where you live, right?
47.
Yeah, we're about 50. In the next 6 months, it's gonna probably like double or something close to
I
that.
don't know.
We have.
It's hard. I mean, at the end of the day, we started with 2,500 square feet that I was really overwhelmed, that I was like, there's no way I can, like, this is too big. And now we're at 5,000 square feet.
And then we have the other.
I'm HR. I'm, you know, when I bought a forklift that day, I was like, learn to drive a forklift. Like, I just, you know, do all of these things. There's a lot that goes into, people just see a cookie and they're not understanding what everything else goes into that.
It's a lot of hard work, a lot, you know, stuff that, you know, as a bodybuilder, we're so used to sleeping, you know, 8-hour night. I mean, you know, 8 hours a day. And there's times where we can't go to sleep until all the work is done because we have a ton of orders or whatever. And we're like, probably go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and waking up again a couple of hours later, 5 or 6, to get back to try to, you know, get things done. And it's like, it's insane, you know, it's hard. I would say, like, in the beginning, especially when we were all new to this. And then, you know, like, I guess like with a lot of businesses, we do things different. So we do things with drops. So like people have their stores open and their orders come in steady. Our orders come in like at a fast pace, and we'll get, like, let's say we got 3,000 orders. Now we have to get those, you know, box those 3,000 orders and try to get them out the door as soon as possible, and having like UPS and FedEx pick it up and trying to schedule all that stuff.
Wow.
So you guys have weekly drops, and what day is your drop?
They are Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, so you're in a rush, and I can't imagine the trucks loading up to try to ship all these packages and be ample time for people to get their product, right?
On top of it too, we actually have 6 Mercedes-Benz that we purchased that go out and deliver. We call them our pushers. So we have 6 pushers locally that hand deliver within, some people get it within an hour of them ordering. So all of Long Island, which is big, Suffolk and Nassau, we go out and we have these drivers that hand deliver. It's been really, really fun during the pandemic when everybody was stuck at home, because it gave a lot of people in communities something to look forward to, and it was a sense of like happiness.
We're trying to kind of do that and sneak up in different states and kind of duplicate the same thing with the drivers and being able to deliver our own stuff and, you know, bringing other locations to different states.
So you would say New York is pretty much a main hub for you guys, but I mean, like, I know being in the supplement game, like Texas is a big community, California, but you guys ship all over. So do you have certain regions where you see the most influx of orders coming from right now?
For sure. Florida's really strong for us. LA, Colorado, we're like really big in like the weed community, and people think that they're drug cookies. I don't know much, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't get a half a pound cookie for $5 with drugs in it. But it's just, we have like, where people think that we're so strong in bodybuilding. We're strong in the bodybuilding world because Juan and I are firm believers on, you know, this helped us propel. We can pivot, but keeping our foot where it is. Bodybuilding is always, does it make money for us with things? Sometimes not as much as other things, but we want to give back. It gave so much to Juan and I.
I mean, I met her at a show, and was it called everything, like, you know, bodybuilding, I owe everything to bodybuilding, you know, and we are big supporters, you know, and we're always going to be around and try to support as much as we can. So it doesn't matter how big we get or whatever, bodybuilding is always going to be, I love bodybuilding. I still get excited. Went to the show, the local show, but was happy that Steve had one of the first shows that was actually like, everybody was there, and it just felt amazing. Like, we went there, we was like, oh, we're going to stop in for a couple of hours. We stood there till the show ended, you know, so it was like, it was great being in the athletes were so happy that we were there and stuff like that. So that feels good.
Did you bring cookies with you?
Yes, for everybody backstage.
Every single competitor got a cookie. And that's part of it too. Obviously, traveling so much with Juan and going to different shows and seeing those different things. I said, what can we do that's really fun? You know, and there's a lot of shows that we send cookies to because Juan loves to eat him off stage, so.
You have a lot of projects that we can't talk about. I wish we could publicly, but you're under NDA at this point. But you have a lot that you're working on to make everything you're doing a lot more mainstream. So I can't wait for you to actually be able to talk about it. But talk to me how exciting that is for you without being too specific.
It's crazy I think to me, like Juan's been more in the spotlight, so I don't think it's as weird to him. But like that, everything, people will ask, who does your marketing? Us. Who does this? Us. You know, New York Times reached out to us and
yeah, that's great.
Did a whole piece and printed us in the Sunday paper. Like people try their whole lives to do these kind of things, and the reason, or growing last year, our Instagram was 25,000. We're over 300,000. It's organic. It's real. It's all, I don't buy things. I don't do things for the look of it. I'm sure somebody coming in for marketing would probably tell me how I'm doing everything wrong in the world of, because I post too much, or I don't do this, or I do that, but I do it.
And it works.
Because that's the way that it is, you know? So all of these crazy things that are reaching out to us, I am like, how do you even know who we are? Which it's like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
so.
It's kind of crazy. Some of the projects that are coming up, and it's, you know, even, yes, I've been, you know, in bodybuilding spotlight and stuff like that, but even, you know, some of the stuff is very, like, wow, you know, it's pretty amazing. Like, you know, like, this is our brand, and, you know, they want this brand or whatever the case is, and it's pretty cool, you know, and I'm humbled, and I'm, you know, I think, you know, we're very fortunate, you know, it's awesome. So we're blessed.
You were telling me that, I mean, you're in New York, you just built this incredible house with a gym in it. So, you know, you got it made over there, but you were telling me that possibly you'd like to venture to Florida for some time during the winter. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're looking at properties, you know, hopefully, you know, we want to start kind of, you know, open up another business over there, and just, like I said, we want to do this worldwide, and we are planning to make this a corporation. So that's the plan. Hopefully we'll see what happens, you know, so probably saying too much, but it's okay. But
how is your international interest in the cookies? Do you guys ship internationally, and do you get a lot of requests for it?
We really do. Juan has, even before he won Brazil, he has a really strong Brazilian following. Obviously, Brazil has a strong athletes and things like that, but since he's traveled so much, we've done shows in New Zealand, South Africa, Brazil, Dubai. He's been a lot of places that have a lot of followings and that, and we do ship a lot of international. I think it was a little weird with COVID because some countries were stopping at the border, a lot of things coming in, but we definitely have a strong international.
And we get a lot of people interested in you know, like, what is it? I can't even think right now. Franchising and stuff, but you know, we're more want to do everything corporate, so it's like, you know.
Yeah. Is it getting hard as big as you're getting right now? Is it getting harder to just manage all that stuff, just the two of you guys? Do you think there'll become a point where you'll need to hire people to help you guys, as far as you know, heads of department or anything like that, or you can still do everything yourself?
The problem is every time we think that we need help and we get help, the help isn't how we work.
He's dealing with that sometimes. Nobody's like him, so it's hard to find people like you. Yeah.
And don't have the interest and work how you work and put the effort in, and it's hard. And we're in a really weird place just finding help right now. It's very, very difficult. It's a very strange time. So twofold, we need like the in-house workers, and we definitely can recognize. I know I have a lot of strengths in being able to do things. I have a very strong HR background. I have all of these things, but I can't do everything, and that's the difference.
We'll eventually, yeah, we have to hire and as the the bigger we get, we're gonna have to have people help us, especially like we're having things going on in different places. It's just getting the right people. That's gonna be the difficult part. But I know you'll find them. It's just a matter of time and finding the right people.
How do you deal with it, Jay? Because your company has really grown since you started, it like faster than you even anticipated. Is it hard for you to keep?
Yeah, I don't sleep much these days,
Yeah.
So it's all a process, and we enjoy it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. I mean, brand building is so important, and not only brand building, but the influence that you guys are having on people around you. And I know that a lot of your friends. I think your success comes from the relationships that you built also, because you have a lot of great people that are loyal to you because of your commitment to what you've shown them as friendship and to, not bodybuilding. And I'm sure outside Juan, because I know you had a huge clientele with you. I remember when you started your training business and, you were building 1, 2, 3, and then of course that became overwhelming for you. So you've had great success because of your personality. And Karen, I mean, you've been supportive for so long, and I think that great success comes with great people. So, I'm super proud of that, but I'm going to put you guys on the spot because I want to ask each of you, what is your favorite creation? I'm going to ask each one of you because that's always a common question when you guys ship me my boxes and I see new creations all the time, but I have to know one. There's got to be one that is like this is the one. And I know, Karen, you create these things. So tell me what the big creation, your favorite one was.
So I have right.
So
you
were prepared for this question.
I was not, but this is I have
the cookie chart
and then I have Butler's favorite right there too. But the strawberry toaster pastry, which is it's a Pop-Tart cookie.
Okay.
So,
is that the newest, or is that kind of a signature one?
That's the classic.
That's the classic.
Okay.
That's peanut butter in it, so that's kind of like taking over for me. But that's still, I have both of them. I can't decide, so I have both.
I should have known your peanut butter cravings, man. I know that.
My best creation is Isabella. But if we're talking about cookies,
of course.
We are at almost 1,700 flavors.
Wow.
700. Every time I'm like, this is the one, and it's really cool for me because like I'll start going down a rabbit hole of like, I have a whole list on my phone of things that I haven't even done yet that are maybe more fall flavors and more, so we've also branched off in working with a local company to do like our filling on our cookies, finding the right, so we have a distributor, and finding the right jams and the right things to go inside is really important for me. So I can't just say which one. What people have, like, I'm telling you, we hand crack every egg. The same cookie that I would make for Juan at home is what we're making. This isn't like using the liquid frozen eggs. This isn't like there's a way cheaper way to do everything that we do. We don't do that because I want it to be just like how I would make it for Juan.
So quality has always been the same, and that's one of the things that we get a lot of compliments. All the people who are addicted to the cookies, as I am, they're like, "Oh, the cookie tastes the same, now as it did last year," and stuff like that. So. But
I've always been that. If it calls for 1 cup of chip, I'm like 2 cups. Same thing with garlic. You just gotta put the extra garlic. 1 clove, 5 cloves. So I have no favorite. I like them all. They're all such a labor of love too that I kind of get weirdly emotional as we're selling them, because then I'll be like hurt that one's not selling as fast as another one, and I'm like, yeah. Well, then when they're all gone, I'm like, oh, all gone.
I can't imagine the speed of the orders coming in on the drop days. It's like, I mean, I watch my Shopify when I do my stuff, and it's like when I do a drop, and it's crazy. I mean, it's just one after another, and I don't keep my phone on anymore. I don't keep my phone on anymore because it's just like people look around. Yeah.
You get to see where everybody on the globe is even logging on. So it's a really, it's so fun to see. And then you turn the globe and you're like, where is this? This is amazing that somebody even knows. It's wild.
We had a new person come work for us this week. And, that was the first drop was yesterday. Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, like she was getting sick. This is like so exciting. And she's like, I can't believe it. And she was just like, do you guys still, I was like, get so excited. I was like, just seeing everything and just like the whole thing. And,
I always get nervous. I think, today is the day nobody's going to buy anything now. I have 40 families that are depending on these. Like, I get very like, this is it. It's been a good run.
It's like a bodybuilding contest. Like, man, Juan looks so good, but man, that guy looks pretty good too, right?
It's hard. Yeah.
Do you get mostly repeat business or do you get more new business? Which one of the two?
70%.
70% retention rate.
Wow.
Okay. Like retail standards are usually 20s. Like, if you're just retail. 20 to 30 is a very strong, it's really.
Wow.
For a half-pound cookie.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, guys, we're so happy for you both. We appreciate you guys coming to JayTV to tell your story a little bit. We've been watching you for a long time. We've known you. God, how long have you known Juan, Jay?
Long time.
It's been
a long time.
Jay told me I was going to turn pro, and I was next when I got my pro card. He went up to me. He goes, "You're next." He's like,
"Was that at that Bev Francis show, or what was that?"
That was that. You told me that at not North America. I turned to pro Nationals.
Nationals,
yeah. Hold on, USA. Sorry, it was USA because Steve Kuklow's won, and then I kept dieting a couple of months later, and then and then after that, when I went for my photo shoot, he's like, "Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?" And then we got a picture that I always throw back of me and you doing the most muscular.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think, Juan, about the competitive season now? I mean, how do you feel now as we're coming into the end of the year and all these guys are kind of, getting ready for the Olympia? Listen, I know you'll be present there, supporting with sponsorship or whatever else. But how do you feel about, all these guys leading in and I know for me, like when I was competing, it was great. I was so in it. And then when I stepped away, and I admired these guys even more because of the commitment to get ready. I know you're working your tail off all day long, but it's a different, training twice a day and doing the things that you did. I mean, do you miss it? I mean, how do you feel about it?
Do I miss it? I do. I mean, it's hard. It's been a hard year. I mean, this whole time has been hard. Like, just seeing, even though I'm holding on some size, I mean, obviously right now I'm 250. Usually I'm like 300 pounds right now. And, I'm having a lot of fun doing this, but it's hard, just like I can only train half an hour a day now. If that, some days I can't. And it's just, I've lived through watching, my friends compete and stuff like that. And, it's like, it's hard, but I'm, at the end of the day, I lived through them, and how do I feel? I feel, I think that so far, like I'm looking at the list and the competitors, I'm very excited. I'm very excited, and and some of these guys I think look amazing. And I'm really big on this kid that's coming up on Lila Brada, son. I know
he's right now. Hunter, yeah.
Wow, impressive. A lot of mass and really good proportions. So.
And he's so nice. Because that does have something to it. Because you want to cheer for so nice.
You like the nice guys. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, looking at the bodybuilders too, it was a really strange year, right? So not a lot of people had the ability to go to the gym like certain people did. Not people. So I think we're in the bodybuilding world, right? You're so I'm committed. You make your choices every day. This is what you do. People started to realize how hard things can become, and how when you're out of that routine, how hard it is to get back into it. And I think a lot of people, there's competitors that maybe aren't at their best at show days or different things, but we have to also realize that mentality goes not just in bodybuilding, but really, you know, it's hard for the average person when you get out of it for a little bit to get back into the gym and get into those routines that these competitors are now really seeing firsthand, because you'll get the people that say, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. But do we? Because maybe somebody's mom is sick and they have to take care of them, and there's doing all of these different things. And what's important, well, it could be important, but now we've got this pandemic and all of these different things that people's mentality that was like how easy it is to stay on track. I think people are really, really realizing how different that might be.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
So you'll both be there at the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
We're planning on to, yes.
Okay, good.
So as long as nothing changes, we'll be there. I'm trying to keep up with Jay with huh?
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to keep up with Jay with the cars.
Oh man,
You're doing a good job, I think.
every time I say no more, something else shows up, Juan.
Yeah, he keeps telling us on rating, it never happens.
When you're a car guy, it's hard, you know. And
I'm enjoying the videos though. I want you to put out more content on the YouTube and show the personal side. I know you guys are enjoying the process, and we all appreciate seeing the hard work and dedication. And once again, I appreciate you guys, giving us the support, and of course the community, and hopefully we wish you guys the best success as the rest of the year continues, and we look forward to the bigger things that are about to be announced. But also, I want to see a tour of that gym downstairs, because I know that's probably going to be expanding also, right?
working on it, yeah. I mean, I can bring the computer down and give it to it now. But I just want to say one thing is, Jay, thank you. You've been a big motivation. I mean, more than I can express. I always looked up to you, and in every aspect, bodybuilding, business, and I always, like coming up, and I remember like even throughout my whole process, like I want to be like Jay. He was an amazing bodybuilder and an amazing businessman, and I always looked up to that. And I always worked my butt off when it came to bodybuilding, when it came to our business, and it was just something, you look up to people that like, hey, you did it, you made it happen, and that's a lot of people look up to you, and that's something that, and not only that, it's like every time you see you in person, you have an amazing personality, you take the time for everybody. It's just so much about you that you give a great energy, and you inspire and motivate a lot of people. So that's, it's awesome. So I just
really is, because he says it a lot, Jay. It's not just because of this.
Yeah, and listen, and I'm no one's more happier for you guys than myself. I love to see it. I mean, I tell Dave all the time, I'm so happy for
Once killing it, he says.
the great things, and I know it's wonderful for your beautiful daughter, and I see her on the stages, and I started working in my family business at 11. We did concrete work, so I just wonder when she's going to be in the mix, working back there.
She was mopping last night. She was crying because I wouldn't let her mop. I was like, okay, go ahead, mop the floor, But it's kind of, at first it was a big deal because we have a whole room full of Oreos and candy, and now she's just like, whatever.
And listen, I love seeing the Sunday feast at your home, and the family, and it's just, you guys have kept the grounds, and man, it's a storybook, it's just great to see the success, and you're keeping it just exactly the way you want it, and I appreciate that so much. I love seeing that, so keep posting that content, and we'll always keep supporting you guys.
Thank you guys. I love you guys and appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on, guys. Big Jay,
Thanks
thanks for taking the time. All right. Thanks, you guys.
That's the party.